a 3-time champion of this prestigious Europe Top 16 Cup and the defending champion here in the majestic Montreux. Han Ying, the defensive dynamo, enters the fray, and she's up against the Portuguese penholder, the grizzled veteran Fuyu here, in the battle of two players who are so experienced and bring so much to the table. This is the penultimate day of action here at this year's edition, and we're down to the quarter-finals here. Who will get through to face the top seed? Sabine Winter, the anti-spin star of Germany. Could we see an all-German semi? Could Han Ying guarantee at least one German finalist she'll have a chance here against a player who she's leading on the head-to-head? Helping me here in the commentary booth, my doubles partner, Jordan White. It's great to be with you here, Jordan.
Yeah, great to be here with you, Fraser. It's been a great morning of action so far. Getting into the afternoon stage now, second 4 quarter-finals, 2 in the women, 2 in the men. And we've got a blockbuster later today, haven't we, in the men's category. We've got Marcus FREITAS, the freight train, taking on Benedikt Duda as our first quarter-final of the men's, and the second one, the very last match of the evening, is Simon Gauzy taking on defending champ Alexis Lebrun.
It's going to be a stupendous showdown with so much flair and feeling, but this is going to be an interesting clash here. The second attack versus defense clash we've seen. Han Ying will be hoping that she can put together a better performance than Linda Bergström of Sweden was able to do against Charlotte Lutz. That was the most one-sided match we've seen this week. What are you looking forward to most here, Jordan, stylistically speaking and rally-wise?
Well, I mean, Fuyu with a more traditional penhold grip, she'll be trying to abuse her forehand topspin, changing up some slower, more spinny, and going for it a little bit harder when she has the opportunity, when the chop maybe is a little bit higher, more dwell. We saw yesterday Han Ying versus Annette Kaufmann. Annette was going for that sort of more firm slap shot quite a few times. That was working effectively for her.
Yeah, she did so much better against Han Ying, Annette Kaufmann, than what she did in Frankfurt last year. 3-2 win there for Han Ying, a really, really tough test against the former World Youth Champion. Fuyu overcame Pratika Pavard. Not a great performance that from Pavard, a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. I mean, take nothing away from Fuyu, she played amazing. I mean, her service game was top notch, and then, yeah, her containing game was up there as well. So let's hope she can bring that form into today. But a slightly different matchup, of course, as you just mentioned.
The divisive penholder is going to have to get a great blend between control and aggression here. What kind of pimples is Han Ying using?
Yeah, she's using the short pips on the backhand side. Doesn't really ever twiddle. You see some choppers twiddling, trying to use the pimples on the forehand side, defending as well. She doesn't really do that. She sticks to the more attacking forehand shots when she has the opportunity to, with the normal rubber.
So modern defender, a hybrid player here against the traditional old school penholder. This is interesting. It's an incredibly one-sided head-to-head, isn't it, Jordan?
Yeah, 6-1 in the overall standings. The only one Fuyu managed to come out victorious was the European Games 2019 in Minsk. She won 4 games to 2, but the last 2 times it's been steamrolling Central. Han Ying, 3 games to love both times. Can she make it a hat-trick today?
Let's see. She is the most decorated player here, alongside Darko Jogic.
Yeah, I think if Fuyu wants to come out a lot better, she's going to have to try and bring her opponent in and out a lot. She's got that clever, sort of subtle touch to her game. You have to bring her in, out, shake it all about.
There's divisive feel to penhold players, especially old school penhold players. Fuyu using the same side of the racket, the backhand side and the forehand stroke. Decent control there, Han Ying. A beautiful topspin. It's a rematch from last year. Han Ying defeated Fuyu in the round of 16. So they're meeting a round later this year. So heavy.
Yeah, a little bit of side spin on that. Fuyu not dealing with it. As well as the backspin. More difficult to push when it has side spin on the ball.
Great variation from Han Ying. Oh, bit of fortune there for Fuyu. But there's just such versatility with the Han Ying. How she can come through, float the ball, how she can stomp her foot to try and confuse the opponent. Change up the after motion too to deceive the opponent.
Yeah, maybe the chops are a little bit less effective with how heavy they are. But because she can change the spin all the time, vary it more than if she was using long pimps, then that's what normally wins her points. She's actually done a little bit better when she's chopping into the forehand side of the attacker. A little bit more normal. As Fuyu's attacking into the cross-court area instead of pivoting around the corner, and she has sort of free reign to go all over the table.
Chops actually come at you with a bit of pace, more than what you may imagine. You don't actually have so much time if you are the attacking player. Fuyu, a former finalist of this event. She reached the final in 2021. Was beaten by the German Nina Mittelham.
That's great defense. Again, getting back on ball when she needed to.
Outstanding from Han Ying. And Fuyu there, took two to tango. What an incredible story. Han Ying, a couple of years back, ruptured both Achilles tendons. And she's actually playing the best table tennis of her life right now. Since coming back after that injury, she's reached 2 Champions Event semi-finals. She beat the world number 2, Wang Monyu, earlier on this season in Doha. What a player.
So Han Ying now with a 9-5 lead. Fuyu with a slower, spinnier topspin. Didn't have the pace Han Ying would have liked. Difficult because Fuyu's changing and varying the spin and the speed all the time. Han Ying isn't really getting back into position as well when the faster one's coming. She's sort of in that mid-distance area. It's not where she wants to be chopping from. She needs to chop at the height of the table.
Yeah.
She wants to keep it low. That's why some of them are going far too long.
Time out here in the first game, but an understandable one from Han Ying. It's a great point you made there, John. Fuyu varying the trajectories, the depth, the spins of her balls, and it's making Han Ying find it tough to consistently calibrate those chops, having to meet the ball at different points. Tamara Borosh there in her corner, former world number 2 and the last Croatian to ever win this event. She was champion in Copenhagen back in 2006, where she beat the Austrian left-hander Leo Ja in the final. Do you think that Fuyu has just gained a tactical edge?
I mean, they've played so many times before. I think both players would have known sort of the game plan of the other player, how they're going to play. I think this is just a general game plan when you play Han Ying. Oh, just going for broke with the last one, trying to pinpoint it right in the corner. She couldn't find the right angle. And Han Ying will be pleased after a timeout. She has 2 game points.
Too high risk there from Fuyu. You've got to time that to perfection if you're going to hit it flat. Just dragged a couple of forehands at the end there, which was a shame, because she really made that much more of a contest than what it looked like it was going to be. Game 1 to the defending champ. No real surprises here in the first game. Starting as we expected it to go. How many cards has Fuyu kept close to her chest here? Does she have anything else up her sleeve? Played there by Han Ying, the defending champion.
Yeah, you were mentioning before about the tactics. Obviously, we're talking about the trajectory and stuff of Fuyu. We haven't really seen Han Ying attack too much. We saw her attack, well, just on cue there. We saw her attack a little bit more against Annette Kaufman in the first 2 games when she was more successful.
It'll be interesting to see how defensive she chooses to be. So far, quite aggressive. It's the beauty of the short pips as well. Come in and punch easier.
Well, that's great.
Glances it wide of Han Ying there, Fu. Beautiful technique. Nice touch off the net cord. And there she goes. Home and away. Oh, well played. Han Ying with the matrix movement, but couldn't get it back. It's been interesting seeing defenders in action at the top of the game recently. Honoka Hashimoto became a top 10 player last year. But maybe on her day, Han Ying still is the best chopper in the world. Timeless, classic style. Currently ranked 19 in the world. She was 6 on the planet back in 2017.
Fuyu now turning up the aggression. Able to drill that forehand with a bit more venom. Straight down the middle of the table.
Nice relaxed shot making. Blocks it. Tries to regain control. More patient play from Fuyu. Not snatching like she did at the end of the last game. Earning the right to attack. Only when it's really, really there should she try and take that on. Hasn't got the most physical game, has she? And that can sometimes make it tricky to finish off a defender. Outpower them.
Yeah, definitely, but she's using her strengths to her advantage here in game number 2.
Trapping it short, bringing her in and out like you said, Jordan. Into the middle. Good drop shot. Very nice indeed.
Yeah, really good play. That drop shot, so underrated, world class. That's making room for her to be able to hit the ball harder and with better quality with the forehand.
Yeah, Han Ying having to race in, can't produce as much quality on the chop. Loses some control. That was a lovely forehand. Fuyu with a dominant display of table tennis here. What a game. Showing steely determination, the grizzled vet. Last time she took game off Han Ying, whereas 3 years ago, European Games. Last 2 times have been winning straight games by the chopper.
So second towel break. She's still leading by 4. Be interesting to see if Han Ying can creep back into this game.
Delicate play. Yep. Not overcomplicating a thing really. Keeping Han Ying guessing nicely. And she's just 2 away from leveling this. The only Portuguese player that's made it on the podium since Fuyu made the final was Xiao Zhenyi. Came 3rd 3 years ago here in Montreux.
Just fluffing her lines a few times on these more conservative pushes. Both players working so hard.
Rally of the game. It goes on off the bounce for Fuyu. That was dismissive. Painting the table, the pen holder.
Yeah, that was really good play, taking it so early off the bounce on that second forehand topspin. The one to seal the deal.
What a finish. Returns the punch into the middle. "47 years of age, Fuyu. And look how she's moving and grooving. So smooth in her movements, man. Excellent. You can see she's tired, she's sitting down there. This is a test of so many things, but stamina could be where the question mark really hangs over. 1-1 here in this quarter-final. Well played, Fuyu. It's a comprehensive performance, a clinic in how to play top. And we're not just talking about any defender here. This is Han Ying. This is one of the defensive Hall of Famers. One of the best ever to do it. The defending champion here, given some food for thought. Portuguese penholder has leveled. I think we saw Fuyu turn the tables and gain a bit of an edge late on in that first game, but it was just a bit too late for her to take it. She was playing catch up the whole time. Now, if I was to put my head on the chopping block, I do think she has the tactical edge, but now it's about stamina as well. That's coming into it, isn't it? You can see she was knackered after that.
Yeah, I mean, the rallies are normally a lot longer against the defenders, as we've seen already. And of course, you have to put so much energy every time you're lifting the backspin all the time. Amazing touch again. She's able to put it so close to the net. Han Ying is a bit unsure whether it's going to be short or half long. So I've got to change your defensive stroke depending on which one it is.
For a cheeky drop shot after the long serve. What would happen, Jordan, if someone who's just picked up a table tennis bat tried to spin Han Ying's chop?
It wouldn't be pretty, that's for sure. It'd probably be going under the table, to be honest.
It literally is, isn't it? Like trying to lift a brick.
Yeah, I mean, even to return one of these serves, you'd have a whole lot of problems, I think. Fuyu's serve, very, very spinning. We saw Pavard yesterday have a lot of problems dealing with those.
Yeah, we certainly did.
And it's not just about returning the serve, you have to return it with some sort of quality where you don't get completely punished with the third ball attack.
Which even Han Ying is capable of producing as a defender.
Yeah, nice little switch.
These days, if you want to be a chopper, you do have to have attacking ability. Oh, that went badly wrong, didn't it? Fuyu throws his hands up in the air. There's aspiration. Han Ying, interestingly, was actually trained as an attacker. Her father told her that she'd probably have better success as a chopper. Maybe he was right.
Yeah, more clever now from Han Ying. Going with some more side spin chops, side spin pushes. Forcing Fuyu to attack or push balls where she maybe doesn't feel as comfortable. The decision isn't up to her anymore.
physically you can see it. That last game took its toll. And you wonder what it's going to take here for Fuyu. The last thing Han Ying needs to do is rush. If anything, draw this out as long as possible.
Oh, what a drop shot. A little bit of help from the net cord, but world class.
More long serves now. Trying to finish the points quicker. And I think that's a good decision.
You can see that the residual side spin on the top spin, it curved back into the middle, even though she went really wide of the forehand half.
Residual side spin from the serve.
That's it. A little bit of a shakeout. She's already used the timeout, so she's going to have to fend for herself out there.
Empty serve from Han. Half long. Kind of bobbled a little bit in the air. Knuckled.
Yeah, from the pimples, short pimps. Less friction so you don't make as much spin.
Fuyu facing 4 game points now with serve. That was nice. Third ball attack from the poker face Portuguese. Into the middle with the serve. Much better serving.
They're doing much better with the long serves now, but I think similar to the game number 1, I think it's too little, too late. I might have to eat my hat if she wins the next 2 points back.
That empty serve from Han. Quick push. Really quick chop. Yeah. She seals the deal.
Tactically clever there with the change up of the serve. Wasn't really anything special, but because of the emptiness of the serve, Fuyu's push drifts long. And it's 2-1 in favour of Team Germany in this tie.
So back and forth. Let's see what happens next. It's going to be a must-win game for Fuyu. 47-year-old under the cosh now. Top 16 royalty, the woman on screen, a 3-time champion of this event. And every time she's won it, it's been here in Montreux. You never know what could have happened in 2024. She didn't play because of the injury, but as soon as she came back, she won it again for the 3rd time, beating Elisabetta Samara in last year's final. So, what happens next here as we get ready for a 4th game? The defending champion to get us going. Shallow spin. That's the perfect angle to really see what's happening.
Yeah, it's slightly different. Sort of makes the change for how you can see better how quick and spinny the ball is. This angle is obviously fantastic for a more wider view.
Yeah, you get to see the minor adjustments from that corner cam. That was a world-class touch there from Fu, because that chop came in quick, hot, down the line. She drew the sting right off the ball. corner. Filthy.
Slight net cord on the way through. Very, very different shot. Slap through the back of the ball.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Fuyu is touching the ball short with such little grip on her bat that sometimes it's even taking out all the spin, taking away the spin. So normally you come under the ball to drop it short, but she's touching it so fine that sometimes all the spin's coming off the rubber as well.
I mean, there's already so much backspin on the ball. No need really to try and add more to it. Plus, if it's a low chop, there's only so much you can do. Oh, genius. How is Han Ying still in this?
Oh. Well, that angle was class. It was like we were playing there with her.
You dare to dream what it must feel like to play in these shoes. Han Ying hanging in. Fuyu again, so surgical with these shots. Han Ying eventually is going to become a bit more wise to these touches, these drop shots. She may begin to float her chops a bit more to make it harder for Fuyu to spin and drop. The lead is extinguished. 4-all now. A reminder that the winner of this will face Sabina Winter, who, I will say, is very good against chop and who has a winning record against Han Ying. Been to the top seed. Never made the final before.
Oh, it was curling in, didn't have the legs to find the table on the last one.
These two are taking us on a journey, one that I don't want to end. Who's your favourite defender of all time, Jordan?
Ooh. In the women's or men's?
Overall.
Oh, that's such a tough question. I think I have to say, okay, I'd watch more men's table tennis, but I'd have to say Juicy Hook.
Classic Korean chopper. 2003 world finalist, Juicy Hyuk. Great choice. Be great to hear the favourites of the fans on our YouTube live chat as well, so get involved there. It's been great to hear your thoughts and feelings this event so far.
Oh, it's an onslaught here. Whoa! I was talking about the touch the whole match, but what is that?
Wow. The touch of an angel.
That's ridiculous. Stop, drop, and roll there.
No, she didn't! Fuyu! Just dropped the mic. Words can't do that justice at all. An unparalleled parallel forehand whizzes down the line. And it's 9-4.
things here just getting bad to worse for Han Ying. Not quite going to the 5th game just yet, but it seems almost a certainty too.
Surely, Fuyu can take this to a decider. There's never actually been a deciding game between them. She's only gone and done it as well. For the first time in 8 encounters. Let's make a little prediction, shall we? Who are you going for in this decider?
Well, I think you want to go for Fuyu, don't you?
I do. I'm gonna back Fu.
All right, I'll go for Han Ying then. I feel like I'm cheating picking Han Ying because she's a far higher ranked player.
In the decider, it can go either way. Anyway.
Yeah, I think our production team prefers Fuyu to win as well. I don't think they have a full-on preference, but yeah. If any of you at home have a prediction, put it in the YouTube comments now. Don't be putting it after the match. That's cheating.
Three-time champion Han Ying has been tested again. She overcame Annette Kaufman, her teammate, the former World Youth Champion, in the 5th game. Could she do it here against Fu? Those top spins were so high, I think for a split second Han Ying was wondering whether they were even going to land. Clever play. Kind of faking topspin, isn't she? It's like a dummy forehand that she's playing there. Easy to lift.
Yeah, it's lifting it high, but it also means because there's not a lot of spin on the ball, it's more difficult for Han Ying to chop with as much backspin. They're both being patient here. And switches to attacking mode and blunders her lines.
She didn't quite plant her feet in time there to play that pivot, Fuyu. She has 6 European Championship medals. Portugal's pen holder. Quite connect with the forehand either. When you're trying to skim it, that's the risk.
Yeah, I think the side spin on her serve actually didn't help her on that occasion. Sort of fizzled away from the body.
Looked like that, didn't it? Oh, and just mistimes that one as well. Floating through the chop there, Han Ying on the forehand side. 2 ahead.
And it's going to be a Fuyu timeout.
So this is the 2nd timeout of the match. They've both used their timeouts.
Not really looking impressed with her start. She's only down by 2.
Difficult.
I'm sure she's glad she saved her time out for the most important game, the fifth and final.
Yeah. So well to even take it here, Fuyu. It looked like she'd lost all of her energy after winning the second game. But no. Bounce back in the fourth to send us to a decider. She trails by 2 here in the fifth. Time's out. Down to the players.
Well, Fraser, you want her to win. You're hoping that she does.
I predicted.
I predicted, sorry.
It's my own ego, I guess you're right. But
okay, what would you be saying in that little 1 minute timeout then?
Don't be afraid to touch and push. Trust your touch and your push. Don't try and spin everything. We haven't mentioned it yet, Jordan, but the expedite rule is always a factor.
Yeah, I don't think we've got too close to that.
No.
I think it's 15 minutes of in-play table tennis. So all the stoppages. So it's 10 minutes of the in-play table tennis, sorry.
Yeah.
So one of the umpires will have a stopwatch next to them and they'll be timing every point. If it goes over 10 minutes before 19 points have been played, then we can do the expedite rule. But we haven't really got too close to that because Fuyu's been quite aggressive compared to the time limit constraints.
Just lost a little bit of sting with those attacks now. It's taking her a little bit longer to rev up. All the adrenaline's got her here, but she hasn't been able to win 2 games in a row. Still table there. And again, great depth from Han Ying.
Was it all for nothing? The lead only increasing for Han Ying.
She throws her head back. Is there anything left here? Looks like she's run out of steam. Han Ying choo-chooing ahead. She just needs 3 more to get onto the podium again. Question is, what colour could it be? Beautiful play. You can taste victory on the tip of her tongue, and you can just see a twinkle in her eye there.
Oh, comes round the side of the ball with the push. Pops up off the German racket and she puts it away in style. No messing around.
You could see the residual spin there when she touched. But it's 6 match points for the defensive dynamo. The defending champ, Han Ying. Point away from getting through to the semi-final. Long fast serve. Oh! She's through. Look at that for an embrace. 2 fantastic friends. They've just treated us to something really special, Jordan.
Yeah, fantastic match. I don't think many people thought it was going to go right down to the wire. But it's going to be Han Ying that finds herself in the semi-final against Sabine Winter, her German teammate. And that'll be tomorrow. We'll find out who awaits in the other semi-final. It is Yuen Jianan. And will she face her teammate Charlotte Lutz as she takes on Bernadette Szocs from Romania?
Well, that one is going to be happening in 2 matches' time. Next up, here on the lone standing table, two giants will fall under the spotlight. Benedikt Duda and Marcos Freitas, a battle of the left-handers coming up next. Could Duda, the European finalist in 2024, get through to the semi-final? Marcos Freitas, a former champion of this event, back at the biggest and best level. He defeated Truls Moregard yesterday. It really is so open across both the men and the women's side. The weight of history hangs in the air here in Montreux. Here's a look at that draw again. We have Szocs and Lutz coming up next. Remember, Lutz started off as a qualifier. She's had to win 3 matches to get through to the last 8, and she's taking on the Trixie Pixie of Romania.
Please, for the man from Portugal, Marcos Freitas. And just as warm a welcome, please. Herzlich willkommen nach Deutschland, heißt es Benedikt Duda.
A grand old welcome back here to the majestic Montreux, Switzerland. You're watching the penultimate day of action here at the Europe Top 16 Cup 2026, presented by China Construction Bank. Who's going to be laughing to the bank here in Switzerland? What a star-studded lineup we have for you here in the playoff tree. Who will face 3-time champion, the Slovenian trailblazer Darko Jorgic, tomorrow at 11:20 a.m. Will it be Freitas or will it be the Dude? Benedikt Duda is at the peak of his powers. He achieved top 10 stardom for the first time in his career last year. He's won a few WTT titles. He was European Championship finalist in 2024, losing only to the defending champion here, Alexis Lebrun. Frédéric Bouchard and Gabriel Chiari are here. Congratulations to our umpires on their selections here in Montreux. A big thank you, of course, to our volunteers as well, the ball kids, everybody who's making this possible. It's been a big team effort to put on the 8th edition of this event here in Montreux. And let me tell you, it is one of the most beautiful backdrops to any sporting event there is right now. So then, let's get down to business. Marcos Freitas, 37 years of age now, currently ranked 83 in the world. That feels foreign. that feels really unusual, seeing him ranked where he is right there, because he was top 10 in the world back in 2015. Actually European ranked #1 for quite a while. Benedikt Duda is 31 years of age, ranked 14 right now. His highest ranking ever, 8 in the world last year. The head-to-head between these two lefties stands at 5-3 to Marcos. These two first met back in 2016 at the European Championships in Budapest. It was a 7-game win for Marcos. He actually beat Benedikt the first 5 times that they played. Duda got his first win against the Portuguese at the 2021 World Champs in Houston. A 4-1 win for Duda. Duda's won their last 3 encounters. Their most recent meeting at the Singapore Smash 2024 finished 11-6 in the decider to Benedikt Duda. Out of their 8 meetings, 2 of their matches have gone to the deciding game. Duda went to the decider against Anton Schellberg. Came out on top there against the Olympic team finalist. There's his coach, the former World Cup champion Jörg Roskopf, who was a left-hander as well. Still a really high-level player. Him and Richard Prauser, who we've seen dotting around here in Montreux, are the big dogs of the German men's team, and they really steer the development of the younger players. I mentioned Duda's victory. How could I not mention the fact that Marcos Freitas defeated the top seed here, 2-time finalist of the Europe Top 16 Cup, Truls Moregard, in his last round match. That was a great win, a formidable win for the freight train. Truls Moregard, a former World Championship finalist, Olympic finalist in Paris. What a win it was for Marcos. Not his first time beating the Swede, actually. So maybe not as big of a surprise as many people will have deemed. 2 esteemed stars now taken to the table in this men's singles quarter-final. Marcos Freitas to begin. Now you can see this just from the builds of these two men, but Benedikt Duda is the more powerful player. A little bit more athletic. But Marcos is a speedster. Quick around the table. Neat and tidy serve game. Moregard was really struggling to touch and push his reverse pendulum serves. Look at that for a spin shot there. Marcos feathering it into the wide backhand of Benedikt Duda, who's yet to score a point here. Half long. Oh, he recoils, he reloads, and he fires for the win. What a wonderful start from the former champion. Marcos Freitas was champion of the Europe Top 16 Cup back in 2014 when this event was held in Lausanne. Beat Michael Mays, the Danish legend, in the final. Great to have your company again, Jordan.
Yeah,
what do you make of this one?
Great to be here. I mean, it's a tough matchup, I think. Obviously lefty v lefty, but I think with the form Freitas has shown beating Truls Moregard yesterday, you couldn't put him off beating the dude today, could you?
That's the thing. That is the thing, and so far he's beaten a higher ranked player.
Weird, because he's not coming into the competition with like loads of form.
No.
From WTT circuit.
saying how his ranking has absolutely plummeted down to 83 in the world.
It's still not a bad ranking, but for his standards, obviously a career best of 7.
Yeah. It's a good job that the European rankings are separate from the world ranking, or FREITAS wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be close to being here.
No, wouldn't. It's good job, ETTU rankings. He definitely deserves his place here.
Yeah, when you look at what he's done over the years, you know, European team champion as well in Lisbon. Such a great final. He even got a tweet from Cristiano Ronaldo himself.
I was actually there for that one. Unbelievable final.
I never knew you were there. Kept that quiet.
Used to play, mate, so not to this level, of course, but
not many can, Jordan, so don't be too hard on yourself. Come back into the picture a bit more now, Duda. Could he level on receive? He can. He can. I thought FREITAS had him where he wanted him.
Both players so manipulative on the serve-receive game. I think whoever's controlling that side of the match is going to be top dog here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say the area where they're both a little bit poor at times for their standards is the short forehand. A lot of players can get FREITAS into that short forehand. He's not always confident to push out aggressively. He can kind of pop it up. Duda's forehand flick went through phases in his matchup against Anton Schellberg. When it really mattered, he did make it on the table. Maybe that short forehand is a big area to focus on here. I think Duda has the slightly stronger backhand inside the table. But FREITAS is known for being able to survive and thrive mid-distance. He's like a counter-loop king of the game, isn't he?
Oh, he's perfect from back there. A little bit of side spin on the forehand stroke. Makes it look really, really easy.
Oh, delicately done. Perfect length.
Duda there trying to sniff out the half long.
Potentially back-breaking situation there. Pulled out by the Duda. What a receive that was. Crafty stuff from Duda.
Yeah, threw caution to the wind. Pushed it really deep down the line. Went with the spin. FREITAS anticipating it coming to the backhand corner.
Really smart stuff from the mechanical German. Again, deep on the table with the push. That was arguably even more difficult to do because of the residual spin coming in off of his own side spin serve. Decent touch from FREITAS, but he wasn't expecting that shot right there. 8-7, takes the lead, the German. Oh. Here we go. Game on.
Both players really light on the feet. FREITAS taking a little bit more of a step back. Coming out on top. We're locked in at 8 apiece. Oh! That's really crisp. Able just to guide it out of reach.
For a big, big guy. He's so agile, Duda. Takes great care of himself. There's that forehand flick I was touching upon. It's been the area of his game he's been trying to work on. It's a good decision from FREITAS to go there. in such a tight moment.
Well, I think just to touch on that, I think most players struggle more with the forehand touch and forehand flick compared to the backhand. Everyone is using the modern day Chiquita or banana flick. Because it's in front of you, it's a lot easier to see what you're doing than on the side.
You can bend the wrist back. It's more versatility with that backhand flick. Oh, Duda! He did the hard bit, didn't he?
Oh no. Did the hard bit, but tried to step into the last one. This times it completely.
Well, FREITAS should be thanking his lucky stars. He's got a game point here. Reverse pendulum serve, backs it up. Duda sends it to Juice. And the serves will alternate now. Last time they played, it went to the decider. So we're expecting something quite close today. Oh.
That's amazing. Just able to place it in positions where his opponent isn't standing all the time. Very difficult with the amount of side spin he inflicts on the serve.
Second game point. Oh, did it bounce twice there? Before FREITAS even managed to...
I'll have to see it again. Even I didn't see that phrase. Maybe we'll see it after the set break.
Must have happened. I mean, that was all just a blur, but... What a great serve there. Duda, that was surgical precision. And that reverse to forehand. It's a weight. It's quite heavy to bear at the moment for Benedikt Duda. He's almost resenting it. He's going to have to find the solution there. What a fight. The noble German taking it to the grindstone.
Made sure to stay focused on the high ball this time after missing the one at a crucial stage a few points ago.
What an interesting battle this is. A man in Marcos FREITAS who peaked around 2015, over 10 years ago, and Duda right now at the peak of his powers. Yeah, we're still seeing something neck and neck. Another game point for Marcos FREITAS. Oh, sensational control from the freight train. Benedikt Duda, the 2024 European Championship finalist. Trails by a game here. The German has won the last 3 times these two have faced internationally. FREITAS hasn't beaten him in 6 years. Brimming with confidence, the Portuguese.
Duda in his first match against Anton Schalberg. He took the first game, but it went right down to the wire, 15-13 in the 5th game. So I'm sure tactically and mentally he's got the toughness to come back.
Resolute, isn't he? And right there, that forehand flick showed that he did learn from his mistake earlier. Went for it again, but FREITAS once bitten, twice shy. Yeah, the Germans' resolve is incredible. He really came onto my radar in 2022, where he helped Germany get to the World Championship final. At the World Team Championships. Wasn't the strongest German team out there, but he was so clutch against Korea there.
Whoa. That's unbelievable from the freight train. Seeing that again. Didn't have to hit it too hard. Got body behind the ball.
But Duda turned and burned. Doing what he could there to brace it back. FREITAS incidentally slowed down the pace of the rally, and Duda couldn't adjust. Wanted that constant pace, the German. Well, he's not used the timeout yet, Benedikt Duda. But FREITAS can get in front a little bit more, then you might see one. That serve just drifted too much, didn't it?
Yeah, it's such a fine margin, but he's got to keep it tight.
Oh, stunning transitioning there from FREITAS. But Duda able to block it back. Top quality table tennis here. I love that serve. Slightly higher toss reverse, that's tough to execute. Not many can do that, even at the pro level.
Yeah, quite difficult to time it. Sort of swing your arm back in and then back out at the same time. Oh, wow.
FREITAS with a chop. Audacious.
I think bit off a little bit more than he could chew with the final forehand, but did well to recover.
He saw his name in lights, didn't he? The freight train. Great to see him back under the spotlight in such a big match. It's been a long time coming for him.
Yeah, I agree. Doesn't always hit the ball with as much conviction as maybe other players at the top level here, but he's so consistent, especially from that mid-distance area, varying his shots a lot of spinny spinnier, slower shots.
Yeah.
And then can go sort of more power with that third ball.
To put it frankly, a lot of fans out there think that the new ball killed him. The new ball really hurt him. And his style of play, his slower spinning in the distance style of play. Because now on average, the game is so much closer to the table on the men's side. Shorter strokes. Barely got any time for long strokes. Maybe that has been a factor why we've seen him drop down the rankings. Obviously still a quality player.
Goes for that block down the line. Pushes it, a bit of a longer stroke, and doesn't find the table on this occasion.
Different kind of connection there from FREITAS. It looked like he contacted the ball a bit more centrally on his bat. Didn't produce quite as much spin as Duda thought. Oh, wow. Magical.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I don't know how Duda got to that fanning backhand. And tries to go around the net there. Couldn't quite muster it.
That's 2 in a row. We're seeing changes in momentum. Both players winning 2 points. Then the other. Oh. Duda staying true to his roots, just spinning. Staying stable where he can.
This is a massive point coming up. This could change the whole course of the match, in my eyes. He pounces on the opportunity and balances to score at 9 apiece.
I don't think I've seen a match with more reverse pendulum serves than this. They're both looking for that forehand third ball where possible. Almost every single serve is a reverse. Most of them are short to the forehand. But we see something different from FREITAS here. It's another reverse to backhand, and it pays off. Clever switch up.
Yeah, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Goes with the reverse again, and surely we're going to see the same again, else he's going to go for a cheeky long serve maybe.
Shot forehand. Oh, Duda. Fully committed. Had to fully commit. Had to get that backhand flicking. Strong. That right there was a man who knew to take no risk was the biggest risk. Oh.
That is big balls play. Really wide of the table. Acknowledge the amount of side spin on the ball.
Technique, the racket speed there from FREITAS. Scrumptious. Second game point then. Just a little bit safe from FREITAS.
Just hesitated fraction of a second before he touched the ball.
The nerves jangling again, just like in the first game. That finished 14-12 to Marcos FREITAS. It hurt Duda. If he lost again in deuce. The key thing there was it increased the speed of the serve. And that got Marcos just a little bit off balance. And then a little bit hesitant again, blocking. Rather than trying to counter and switch or maybe get the forehand in. So it's game point now for Duda. His first game point of this game. So heavy.
He's got such a fluid action when he goes for that reverse serve. Both of them do, actually. Slightly different pre-actions before they touch the ball, but the same outcome. Fantastic serve. And who's going to nick this game number 2? Can Duda level? That's just bad luck.
No point beating around the bush. FREITAS with a 3rd game point. And he's got ball in hand. Can Duda come out of this alive? He can. I do think Duda is showing a little bit more mental strength here than Marcos.
Duda's had a lot less chances on the game point side. So he's saved way more game points so far in the overall aspect.
Better from FREITAS, but Duda manoeuvred him out wide. A Duda manoeuvre, I like that one. And he loves it. 2nd game point. Nice idea.
Right over that corner. Made it very, very difficult. Duda didn't know how to come over the back edge of the table or the side of the table. Just put that doubt.
The coverage there was sensational. FREITAS seemed to have him where he wanted him with that switch. The athleticism, top draw for Benedict. Timeout from Benedict Duda.
Probably a good call. I mean, this is a must-win game for him. Must-win for both, but more so for Duda if he wants to come back and win this match. He doesn't want to find himself 2 games to love down, which he's been on the precipice of being so many times already this set. You want to take this game and then build from there. I wonder if we're going to see the reverse again, or maybe just change it up. Maybe go for a fast serve, try and catch FREITAS off guard, but definitely something these top players think about.
Duda, for me, will definitely serve short here. He has a serve, right? Can't remember now. FREITAS.
Actually, don't think it is. I think he'll be receiving.
FREITAS has the serve, yeah. If I was FREITAS, I would play something that's inviting potentially a flick. Maybe go a bit quicker with the serve, maybe half long.
He did that just before though, so.
I just don't think he wants Duda to drop it short, because I think inside the table, FREITAS has lost a little bit of confidence with his touch play. I think he'd rather open with a backhand flick, rather open with an attack. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. Game point to Duda. He does invite it, and it pans out exactly as he would have hoped for.
He was equal to the very wide forehand opening. A little bit of side spin for safety on the counter. And after 30 points, we're even Steven.
Our serve just died on Marcos Freitas. We've seen a 24-22 between Samara and Maria Schau. Still quite a way off that yet. Oh, great counter from Benedikt Duda. A bit of fortune, but he held his nerve. And that was huge for the European Championship finalist. 2 nail-biting games, and we're all square now.
He did well to come back there. Thought he'd lost his chance after the timeout and losing that point to make it 15-all, but came back to scoop up the next 2 points. He levels one apiece. After 2 nail-biting games, we're into the third. Serve just drifting long twice from the Portuguese number 1. They're changing up, going for the long, fast pendulum serve to the body.
Nice guided flick there from Benedikt Duda. I think now inside the table when it comes to the touch play, push play, flick play, he's proving that he is the better player. That's what makes him so hard to break down. That's what makes him a top 10 player.
Oh my God. 3 completely unorthodox shots for his style of play. That fanning backhand nowhere near the table in the end.
He goes for the Chiquita flick, but nothing doing. Freitas opens his account in this third game. It's worth mentioning that Benedikt Duda has never won a medal at the Europe Cup.
Oh wow, that is crisp and clean. Very dismissive. I think, touching on the point you just made, I think he's been very unlucky that Team Germany have been so strong in past years, because in past years there was that rule of you can only have 2 per country, per nation.
Yeah, great point, Jordan. Great point. That changed quite recently, didn't it?
Yeah, so now it's just whoever's in the top 16, top 22.
Yeah.
They play. If there's 5 of the same nation, no problem.
Theoretically, every single player could be from the same country, which would never happen, but there is no limit. Yeah, it's gone from sort of a player who wasn't really in the conversation to someone who just sneaked into that top 5. Someone who was known as more of a double specialist with Dang Cho. But now, surpassing everything he's ever done in singles, by far. Got the belief, he knows he belongs out here, Benedikt Duda. He's justifying why he has the clout that he carries right now. He's the best left-handed player in Europe.
It's great touch play from both over the table. FREITAS finishing the point off with lovely flick that.
He's got the wind in his sails here, Benedikt Duda. He's a man on a mission, and I like what you said last game, Jordan. It felt like a must-win game for both players, even though Marcus FREITAS was in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, 1-0 up, you want to apply the pressure, try and go 2 up. It seems such a larger mountain to climb, being 2-0 down than 1-0 down. That's pretty obvious to all of you at home, I'm sure, but even mentally.
Even at 1-0 to Marcus FREITAS, Duda was still the favourite. At 2-0, it would have levelled. And based on what we've seen, we know that to be true. 4 game points. It's built upon the relief of escaping game number 2. 17-15. He's going to leave nothing to chance now. Maybe the toughest part of the match is already over for Duda.
I mean, I think there's still a long way to go, even if he goes 2-1 ahead. FREITAS isn't going to give up easily. I think that's a service warning from the umpire there. So he didn't throw it high enough, I think. Shame, really, because he did get an outright winner straight from the serve.
Duda takes the game. FREITAS shakes his head, and Duda is just a game away now. The Man Mountain here in Montreux, fitting in very nicely with the scenery in this majestic part of the world. Will we see a new champion this year? We did last year. Alexis Lebrun, the defending champion, remember, he's in action in 2 matches' time against Simon Gauzy. We could be leaving the best till last there. Let's see what happens next year in this one.
Let's go.
All eyes on game number 4. What has Marcus Freitas got in the locker?
That's the million-dollar question. It's more of a mental thing now than anything. Not easy knowing you had chances to go 2 up. Has to somehow try to reset. Try to sweep it under the carpet. Oh, so quick on the receive, but couldn't reach that wide forehand. Great shot from Benedikt Duda. His match management, superb as usual. It's actually not been a great start to the season from Benedikt Duda. He played the champions Doha, was beaten by Lin Chidong, fair enough. Played the star contender Doha, lost to a 17-year-old rising star from Chinese Taipei, Guo Guanhong, 3-0. And then at the contender Muscat was beaten by Wenwei Bo, the man who we beat in the final of the contender Skopje last year. That was a 3-0 win for the Chinese youngster. So this is exactly what Benedikt Duda needs right now in February. We've got some big events coming up this year. The World Team Championships in London. Of course, on the WTT side of things, 6 champions events, 4 Grand Smashes. Europeans in Ljubljana this year.
Yeah, a lot of great table tennis to follow throughout the year. Of course, got the excitement of the Final 4 Champions League as well. I think you forgot about that big one.
How could I? Big signing for Saarbrücken.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that the other day actually. Obviously they've got Fan Zhendong now, but for next season they've got... do you want to explain, or...?
You give it a go, mate.
Yeah, somehow they've signed the best player to ever play for Brazil, Hugo Calderano.
The World Cup champ.
So what a team they've got there. Truls Moregard, Fan Zhendong. This year, leaving them, Darko Jorgic, Patrick Francisca.
Is there any point in anybody else turning up there?
Well, I mean, Dusseldorf nearly had them 2 years ago. Was down to right to the final point. Darko Jorgic clutched up against Anton Schalberg at the very last chance.
FREITAS with a lot of work to do, a lot of ground to make up. He's buried beneath an avalanche of points here.
He's down, but not fully out just yet. Just got to take every point at a time, not focus on the scoreline, not get worried by how close to defeat he could be.
Patience was key there from FREITAS. Great read. And he span it with so much quality. Couldn't even hear the contact that he made on the ball. Left Duda no chance.
Oh, wow.
Oh, massive point. And a statement from Duda.
Yeah, that sets him apart once more. 3-point gap opened. Stomping his authority on that last forehand.
Long reverse FREITAS. Went for the jugular, but didn't quite plant his feet early enough. Duda again guarantees that he will keep a lead. Oh, what a receive. He's drawing closer to the finish line.
Yeah, you see this sometimes, even at this top level. Players, when they're in a quite heavy losing position, close to defeat, they either go ultra aggressive or they go way too passive. There's no real medium to it anymore.
You feel like FREITAS has to be aggressive here. Tried to dink it short, but to no avail. And Benedikt Duda now has 1 foot on the finish line. Just a bit more match sharp. Lovely shot. A reminder who we're looking at here in Marcos FREITAS, 2014 champion of this event.
It's not over just yet. Over until it's over. FREITAS needs to try and secure this point to apply even more pressure. Couldn't do that transition from the forehand to the backhand quick enough. And now Benedikt Duda has 4 match points to take him through to the semi-final stage and guarantee himself a bronze medal.
At least a bronze medal. Who knows what colour it could be for the German if he can finish this.
Went a bit flat on the last forehand. You could hear it by the sound of the contact. Much louder than the hiss of the other forehands he played. What about now? His second time the charm.
Benedikt Duda was everywhere at once. All-seeing, all-knowing. And he's through to his first Europe Top 16 Cup semi-final. He's beaten the former champion from 2014, Marcos FREITAS, 3-1, and it was that game number 2 that made the difference. FREITAS could have easily gone 2-0 up. It could have been a completely different outcome, but there's no time for coulda, woulda, shouldas. Goosebumps for Benedikt Duda as he advances through to the next round here. And he will face a 3-time champion, Darko Jorgic, tomorrow at about 11:20. 7th heaven for a man who sits quite comfortably inside the world's top 20 right now. Benedikt Duda out-muscles the freight train. And is first to leave the station. There's no stopping him when he's in
last of the women's contestants out for the last of the women's quarterfinals. A very warm welcome, please, ladies and gentlemen, for the player from Romania, Szocs.
Charlotte Lutz dared to dream before making her debut at the Europe Top 16 Cup. And that dream is slowly but surely becoming a reality for the French youngster. Just 20 years of age, 65 in the world right now. And as a qualifier, she's plotted her way through to the quarterfinal, where she's taken on one of the queens of the European continent, Szocs, a player who's been as high as 8 in the world 2 years ago. Szocs is a former champion of this event. She lifted the trophy, stood at the tippy top of the podium here in Montreux back in 2018. Our umpires Patricia and Christoph have been doing a wonderful job so far here. You're watching the penultimate day of action. Just 2 more quarterfinals to go. Tomorrow we'll have the semi-final showdowns and of course the grand finales. I'm your commentator Fraser Riley. It's been an absolute privilege to be here yet again. This really is one of my favourite events to come and commentate. We're staying just up the road in the Fairmont Montreux Palace, one of the most beautiful hotels you could ever dream of staying at. And you here she is now, up against the world number 29. Best of 5 games. Last women's singles match of the day. And it's Lutz to get the ball rolling. What a fast and furious start that was. She showed her power against Bergstrom, her ability to drive. Superb. What really impresses you about her, Jordan, and where do you think this match could potentially be won and lost?
Yeah, I think she's quick over the table. Both players are quick over the table, but if she's able to have good placement in the corners, try and tied Bernie up in the middle as well. She's got quite a big stroke for the girls' game, Bernie Szocs, on the forehand. So if she can spray it around and take her chances when they come, she has every chance. I mean, they played a few years ago in the European Championships in Linz in Austria, and she lost 4 games to 2 to Bernie Szocs. But I mean, that game was very, very close. Could have easily gone to the 7th game.
It was 2-2, wasn't it? Before Szocs won 2 games by the skin of her teeth.
Now you'd think that Lutz is a year and a half better in 2024.
Yeah. Come in on leaps and bounds. You're already looking at a 20-year-old who's won a world medal. She helped Team France win the bronze, the World Team Championships in 2024. Last meeting between these two was at the Europe Smash, the first ever edition of the Europe Smash in Sweden last year, and that was a 3-1 win for Szocs. Also very close.
Yeah, quite positive on the receive there. It's good to see. Bernie with the tomahawk serve. Gonna see it again now.
Coach had that serve with some topspin, didn't she?
A little bit of residual side spin on that forehand attack. Just bending it out of reach.
That tomahawk serve is beautiful on the eye. I think in terms of the power drive, Lutz could have the upper hand, but as soon as I saw this match, I was thinking, okay, how could Lutz deal with that tomahawk? Not many can. Oh, good feeling from Lutz. Oh, but too good there, Szocs.
Painted the lines on the last shot. Pinpoint accuracy.
Does have a big forehand stroke there, Bernie. Very, very loose grip. Interesting backhands. Typically, European women have a wristier backhand than Asian women. Usually it's a little bit spinnier, but less powerful. Usually a little bit higher trajectory. Both of them just warming up to the task. It'd be nice to see that Lutz doesn't look too imposed. Doesn't look like she's suffering from any kind of imposter syndrome.
Well, I mean, she's had enough table time out here, more than anybody.
Yeah,
after playing the qualifying stages.
That's true. But when you're here up against a queen of the continent, you can understand how such a young player who hasn't got to this stage before could feel the nerves a little bit. Szocs now in the ascendancy. Just to let you know who Charlotte Lutz beat. She overcame Rachel Moret and Isabella Lupulescu before overcoming Linda Bergström. No Swedes remaining here in Malmö. In Montreux, excuse me. And that's 5 game points now.
Oh, wow. Scorches it down the line. Unbelievable play. That's what I mentioned earlier. If she can get into more rallies like that, I think she can have the upper hand. That's when Bernie slows it down. And then speeds it up. Some more issues for the youngster.
First held as a sort of experimental classification tournament. 12 males and 6 female players took part. From 1971 until 1989, the tournament used a round-robin format, so all the players played each other once, with the champion being the player who got the most wins. The format's changed a lot over the years. Now straight knockout, with the addition of the preliminary rounds.
Yeah, better receive there, going in with the forehand touch. Pushing it quite deep with an open racket down the line.
Lutz, vocal, showing here. She's not going to bow down. This is a huge game. It's the biggest match of her life so far. As far as singles goes, she's never played such an important matchup against such a decorated, esteemed player.
She's being much more aggressive on the receive and using her serves to her advantage. Trying to follow up well after being more aggressive, and it's working. She leads 5-1.
Into the body like a bullet there, Charlotte Lutz. Setting yourself up so well with those backhand serves. Good control, good aggression, but couldn't recover. Good placement from Bernie. Yonut Seppi in her corner. Unlike Ludovic Rami, he's coaching the men and the women's team.
Interesting that the tomahawk serve from Szocs is now drifting half long. I don't know if that's intentional. First one worked well, repeated it, and same outcome. Closes the gap from 4-2.
I would have thought that Szocs would have wanted to get in with the first spin. So I imagine it's not intentional that she is drifting it on the longer side of half long.
I think that half long serve from both players is to make sure your opponent isn't jumping in too quick, seeing that it's a short serve, jumping in quick, taking it really early. Sometimes they serve half long, so the player has to see, oh, is it half long, is it short? They hesitate a bit longer.
Yeah.
Normally the short receive will be a little bit worse. But Lutz here on fire. Opens up a 4-9 lead.
Even when she did get in with the first spin there, Lutz had the wherewithal to contain her. 6 game points for the underdog. This is a coming of age story in more ways than one. Charlotte Lutz has taken the game. This could be life-changing for the young French woman. Imagine, as a qualifier, if you could make it to the podium. It would be an unthinkable achievement for the 20-year-old. Since winning this title back in 2018, Bernadette Szocs has come third on 3 occasions and has also made the final once. So she is looking to do what she did 8 years ago here in Montreux, where this event was held here in this town for the first time. The winner of this is going to take on Yuen Jianan, the 2024 champion, who beat the European champion, Sofia Polkanova, in straight games earlier today. Who are you looking at right now, Jordan, in this women's draw as the favourite?
I think it's pretty open, but I'd probably have to say to take the top spot, you have to be looking at someone in the other semi-final, Sabine Winter or Han Ying.
Yeah.
I must say, though, it would be interesting if Charlotte Lutz somehow got to the final and played Han Ying.
Because she's very good against defence. That would be very interesting.
That would be amazing to see.
It would be, wouldn't it?
If you're a French fan, of course.
Mm. And with how good Winter is against defence as well, the defending champion could be in a little bit of bother there in that semi-final. It's all to play for. 1-3 here. Szocs in front. It's a great serve. We normally only see high toss backhand serves from defenders. The only 2 attackers that I can think of who use that serve are Charlotte Lutz and Yuen Wan.
She's trying to take the initiative all the time here, Charlotte Lutz. Not leaving anything up to chance.
Very strong. Her sister, by the way, Camille, also a professional player. They both played each other in the French National Championship final. So you've got the Lutz sisters and the Lebrun brothers. Szocs has a brother, Fuyu. Great player.
Also a fantastic player, yeah. Hasn't quite reached the same heights as Bernie, but still playing to this day.
Simon Gauzy's brother as well, Paul. So many family affairs in table tennis.
Oh, wow. Lightning quick around the corner.
Irresistible from Lutz. Drove it home. Past Szocs. Whoa!
And she's dialed in, you can see. Szocs leaving it up to chance with that higher, more dwell trajectory.
backhand flick from the forehand side. 3 in a row.
The Romanian there just snatched at our opportunity when the ball came a little bit higher. We wanted to get our own back after receiving.
Interesting juncture here in game number 3. Lutz has come from behind. And she will keep a lead.
Second towel break, she's just got to hold her nerve. That's at least 4 in a row for her. She's got the serve, can she increase the lead further? Leans out in front of her, snatches the backhand.
Have to let the backhand or the ball come closer towards you to play a backhand. Beforehand, you want to take a little bit earlier. Made good use of that fortune, Bernie Szocs.
Great to even get a bat on ball there for the last forehand at full stretch. But Szocs levels things. That's the tried and tested combo. A little bit of side spin, top spin on the short serve.
And she wins 3 in a row.
Serve drifted far too long. Dealt with in a punishing manner.
Oh, Lutz earned the right to attack, set herself up perfectly, but couldn't put the cherry on top. That moment right there against this player, that could be costly. And there'll be no cash back.
Very difficult. I think she's going to remember those 2 points. If she goes 2-1 down here and maybe even loses the match from it, I think that could be a big turning point.
That'll be a moment we reference. That sitter at 8 apiece. And Szocs' experience is a difference maker. She's been here before, the Romanian #1. She's been here many times before. Many youngsters have tried to knock her off the throne, and she shooed them away.
Game number 4 begins with yet another tomahawk serve. Umpire asking the ball to be more vertical when tossed. You get one verbal warning, don't you, before they have the authority to take your serve away and give you the point.
Now that's what I used to think, and only this year did I find out by an official that umpires don't even have to warn you before they fault you.
Seems a bit harsh.
It does seem a bit harsh. Yeah, there's no obligation. But everyone's doing their best. So we'll leave that conversation for another day here as Bernie Szocs wins both points here in this game number 4.
Side spin shot block. Loop to loop.
Oh, the hook on that.
Net.
That's one of the best shots of the event right there from Szocs.
Touch of fortune, all at the right time.
Yep. Brilliant counter there from Lutz.
He took that on well. Got low with her body. Made sure she went all the way through the ball, full stroke, didn't stop halfway. Couldn't replicate it the second time. Bernie keeps a 2-point gap. Lutz can take a little bit of confidence though after the last 4 points.
Still right in there. Oh, that's immense. That was so elegant. Swan-like counter from Bernie. What wasn't Omi happy with there? Was it the placement of that loop? Was it recovery?
I think the recovery, I think the placement was good, but... Whoa, the recovery wasn't there, but don't need to recover if you're going to spank balls like that.
Lutz could have seen that. Let's say Szocs could have seen that coming yesterday, still wouldn't have returned it. Too powerful. That's what she's capable of, Charlotte. But again, it's that tomahawk serve. Her trademark. Handcuffing Lutz. This is a huge point now. and she gobbles it up. Szocs maybe thinking a little bit about the fact she was called for that serve, trying to make the toss higher than usual, made it a bit tougher for her to keep it tight perhaps. But Lutz took advantage. Took it to her, played it away from her. Back to the backhand serves now. Long. Oh, wow. Great block. Through the kitchen sink at her.
Yeah, Bernie there, very stable on the backhand block. Lutz probably thought she'd done enough. The amount of power and rotation she made on the forehand stroke.
Capitalizes in stunning fashion.
Bernie Szocs after second tower break is going to have 2 serves. Is that service warning going to have an effect on her once more?
Fantastic timing there from Szocs. She won't let Lutz get within a point. Keeping her at arm's length here in game number 4. Clever. And that could be the straw on the camel's back. Five match points for the former Europe Cup champion. It's been a fairy tale run here for Charlotte Lutz. A fairy tale run could be about to come to an end here. Fanning backhand. Oh, excellent finish. Szocs is through. A signature celebration. She thanks the crowd. Champion here in Montreux back in 2018. She's here, still at the top of the game. 8 years later. Could she get back on top of that throne again, Jordan?
Yeah, she's already bagged 3 bronze medals at this event. Obviously you mentioned the gold back in 2018. Since then bagging 3 bronzes and a silver. What colour is she going to get this year?
Well, we will find out tomorrow on finals day. All of our women's single semi-finalists are confirmed. Winter will face Ying in an all-German encounter. We will see a German in the final because Szocs has just beaten Lutz. We know we might not see a French woman in the final. Szocs will face 2024 champion Yuan Jianan tomorrow. And there it is, confirmation of the playoff tree. What a wonderful event it's been. But only one can win here in Montreux. That's it today for the women's singles. We have one more match to go, and it's the big one. It's the one we've been really looking forward to all day. Gauzy against the reigning champion, Lebrun. Fasten your seatbelts. We could be in for a roller coaster.
steps out onto the field. First up, from France, Gauzy. And please welcome with me his opponent, also from France, Lebrun.
Everybody in here are rubbing their hands together. I think we're in for something quite special, Jordan.
Yeah, it should be an absolute classic, this one. I think I couldn't tell you who's going to win, honestly. I've been pickling my brain, but couldn't tell you. What about yourself? You got someone in mind?
Well, even though Simon is in the form of his life right now, you know, having beat Félix Lebrun at the Champions Montpellier last year, helping France win the European Team Championships. When it's come to these events, Alexis Lebrun has been borderline untouchable. Alexis is the reigning European champion. He's the defending champion here at the Europe Top 16 Cup. He won every available gold medal at continental level. He, I think, is a slight favourite coming into this one, but I expect it to be highly competitive and interesting as Félix Lebrun and Daddy Lebrun, Stéphane, watch on here. How could you not be tuning in live? Tell your friends where they need to be right now. We've had the Asian Cup on today, but that's finished. If you're a table tennis fan, and if your mates are too, tell them to tune in here to our ETTU live coverage, because this is going to be a certified banger between Simon Gauzy and Alexis Lebrun. What a win it was for the Magic Man against Patrick Franziska. And Alexis Lebrun was equally impressive in his round of 16 match as well. The winner of this match is going to take on Félix Lebrun. Adwoginescu faced Alexis, and it was a 3-1 win for Lebrun. Really, really comprehensive win over the Romanian. We know how well the Romanians have been doing, Jordan.
Yeah, obviously picked up the medal at the European Champs. Fantastic achievement, and of course, in the singles, everybody flourishing as well.
Friends, family, partners watching on here. We could be leaving the very best till last. In terms of entertainment, these two players are outstandingly good in the rally. Alexis Lebrun produced the point of the year in 2024 against his brother Félix in Montpellier. We've seen so many highlights between Simon and Félix. Those two produced the rally of the year in 2023 at the Champions in Frankfurt. It doesn't feel like we've seen many battles between Alexis and Simon compared to what we've seen between Félix and Simon.
Yeah, interesting you should say that, because in the interview earlier today, it was in French, but my French is pretty rusty. And what I could gather from it was the interviewer asked Félix after his win against Anders Lind, who would he like to face out of these two, and he did have a preference towards his brother. I don't know if that's because he thinks he has a better chance of beating him, or it's just wants his brother to do well and secure that at least bronze medal.
Well, that's $1 million question right there.
What's interesting is it be at least a French man in the final of this event.
That is something which the fans in here will be very, very happy about. It's a great start from Simon Gauzy. Now, I didn't think that I could recall a match between these two. And from what my magical website is telling me, this is their first ever encounter at international level. I can see you looking on your tablet, Jordan. They played each other in the league. And that was a win for Alexis, as Henneberg took on Montpellier. But their first international meeting. Remember where you were. Alexis Lebrun charges in front.
Yeah, Alexis took the match. It was only a couple of weeks ago, to be honest. Took the match 3 games to love. I don't think it's going to be the same fashion this time, if he does win at all. I was impressed that Simon Gauzy managed to defeat Patrick Francisca in the earlier round.
Yeah, Francisca beat Felix Lebrun here last year. Simon Gauzy's backhand away from the table, one of the very best in the game. Got to the Europe Smash semi-final last year, Simon. 3-1-9-6 up on Lin Shidong. Could have made the final. Could have been Gauzy Moregard in the final. But still an incredible achievement. Gauzy beat Darko Jorgic, saving match point in the quarter. Service game's proving quite tricky here for Alexis. He was saying to me earlier, Jordan, when we were having a bit of something to eat, he said, Gauzy deserves this.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but just
that's your feeling.
Yeah, just how I feel. I think
that's fair enough.
Alexis and Felix have had a lot of praise over the last few years, and rightly so, but he was the real anchor man in the number 3 position when they won the European Championships, having some clutch wins over Dang Cho in the Germany match. That was a real clutch win for them. And yeah, he's had good form, but he never seems to quite win an event. Or
so close on a few occasions. 2019 World Championships, he beat the Cloudwalker Shushin, but was beaten in the quarter. Now win away from a medal at the Worlds, that would have been huge for him. That Europe Smash, it's been a few. Obviously helped France win the European Team Championships in Zadar last year. Only lost 1 match there. Won in the semi and the final. And that's a great fishing shot from him there. On the back foot, but he just blurs the lines, doesn't he? He's a freestyler. Kind of like Alexis Lebrun, who's been shut down here. 4 game points to Simon. Fanning backhand. Well dealt with. Half long. Minces the forehands. And Gauzy draws first blood here in this men's singles quarter-final.
Yeah, very clever from Gauzy on the service game. At the back end there, putting less spin on the serve, more floating, keeping it short. Alexis can't generate the same amount of spin as if it was chiseled, meaning that Gauzy can get in with a stronger 3rd ball open up or 5th ball if he's let to.
The best he's ever done at this event was a 3rd place finish in 2017. Some of you may remember that feisty match against Alexander Shabayev that finished with a real bit of ruckus. But he takes the first game here against the defending champion.
think we're going to see Alexis Lebrun try and turn up the heat, get into that sort of rage mode. He's getting a bit furious at the moment after losing the first game, losing the first 2 points here. He's got to find that middle ground of not seeing red and keeping it all bottled in.
Channeling that rage in the right way, using it as fuel to his fire. Oh, misses by a whisker, Simon. Great smashing from Alexis Lebrun. Look at his eyes, he's a man possessed.
He made sure with that last smash.
Clever shot from Simon. Slower serve, a dummy backhand. It's 3 in a row now.
Of course, he's got to stay positive and try and attack first if he can. Doesn't want to allow his opponent to get into this rhythm of attack, attack, attack. Sometimes he's unstoppable when he gets into that flow state.
Yeah.
It's better when Gauzy's frustrating him.
Trying a couple of things out there, Simon, with that dummy backhand, but neither one of them worked out for him.
Doing well to keep it alive.
And it kisses the edge. Gauzy's at his best, isn't he, when he gets that blend between control and aggression. As good as he is back there, on average, his percentages will drop. You're shaking your head, Jordan.
Yeah, I think he just heard you saying that his percentages will drop, and he just proved you wrong. So
yeah, but he was attacking. He wasn't fishing or lobbing or blocking. That is aggressive play.
Alexis trying to be more aggressive, trying to get him first, doing it well.
Oh, the middle.
He was certain that wasn't dropping down onto the table surface.
It's making this a tough game here. Simon Gauzy. Alexis just trying to keep cool. He learned the hard way last year. But he's kept his status. He's just as dangerous.
He's overcooked that Chiquita, hasn't he? Trying to go for depth.
Full throttle from Lebrun. He's done well here. Ripping shots, gorgeous to watch. Poetry in motion, Simon back there.
He's 100% one of the best players to watch when he's playing at this high level. Makes the sport look very, very fun to play.
Yeah. But he makes it look too easy. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And Lebrun caresses it back with that forehand. Already so much spin on the ball. He had to soften his grip, let the spin do its thing. Delicately done.
Oh, wow. Brute force to finish that one. Sat up like a duck.
And a missed serve. Of course, no coaches in the corner, no bias. So he calls his own timeout.
Yeah, I think that was the right decision. I think just rushing, that's why he's missed the serve. Obviously going for the high level of precision, but he's just rushing a little bit. Wants to get this over and done with and level the scoreline.
It's fantastic to see some Chinese fans who've come to watch this event. We've been told that for the Champions League Final 4, we've already had 1,500 tickets sold to Chinese fans. Now we know that Fan Zhendong, a player who Alexei Lebrun has beaten once and nearly twice, is a lot to do with that. So much to look forward to this year, not least what's to come here in this match and in this event. These two are superstars, household names. So far they're putting on a show for us. Gauzy doing well to claw his way back into this. This is a big, big point. And Simon Gauzy comes out on top to level it. Who's going to get the game point here?
That could be a big moment in the match. If we come back to reflect it and Simon Gauzy does cause an upset.
Pedal to the metal. Simon Gauzy a point away from stealing this second game.
He's going to take a risk again. Maybe a long serve.
Ooh, he went short with it, Gauzy. A well-fought point from Alexei to save game point.
Yeah, went for the risky option. Didn't pay off.
10-all. And it's game point to Alexei Lebrun, who lost the first game 11-7. That's a shot that you normally see him make.
Yeah, he set it up as bait. Alexei took the bait and didn't convert the point.
Oh, great recovery from Alexei. Just about got there in the nick of time. So it's a second game point to the European champion. Unreal. And look at him.
And that is raw emotion. He's only won one game. What is he going to do if he wins the match? He's going to shout the house down.
Felix Lebrun has cemented himself as the French #1. As to who's 2 and 3 in the team, it really is close between Simon and Alexei. This right now is a clout match. Whoever wins this will send a clear message to the French national coaches and the rest of the world. Simon had a chance there, a game point to go 2-0 up against the defending champion. But Alexei passes that psychological test with flying colours. That's where you're always a little bit worried for him. You always wonder when someone gets on top of him whether he's going to blow his top. But he didn't.
He didn't, and he's changed top now, so is that going to make a difference?
Sweaty stuff out here. That was a much closer game than what we saw in the first. So 11-7 to Simon, 13-11 to Alexei. it is balanced on a knife edge.
Just wonder if Alexei's going to run away with this match now. That felt like it could have been a turning point for either player. Gauzy to apply even more pressure. Alexei to maybe launch a comeback and run away with the game. You see that quite often. Player loses the first game, wins a tight second game, and then runs away with it 3-1.
Yeah, it's a case of sort of prodding the bee's nest, poking the bear. Someone tried to start this game with a slightly different approach. Slowing the game down early on in the point can be a very good idea. It's how Charles Moragal was able to demolish Alexei at the Champions Montpellier. Nathaniel Molan was telling him, resist, Alexei, resist. Stop trying to attack everything. Be patient. So it's not the powerful side of the game that Alexei's been working on, really. He's already got that nailed. It's about earning the right to attack, knowing when not to attack. Simon, 2 in front again. The first tie break of game number 3 here. Oh, clever little touch there. He used the spin on the serve, didn't he? To his own advantage.
Yeah, he's changing it up a little bit now, not always going for that flick receive.
Top draw from Gauzy.
It's amazing how so consistent with that shot from so far away from the table. Little bit ambitious, I think.
Wasn't behind it, was he? I've seen Thomas Putsa make that shot this week, as he couldn't there. Oh, Alexei did everything right. Couldn't put the cherry on top there. Can never count Gauzy out of a point. Good quality there on that fishing shot. Deep, top spinny, quite quick. And the world number 10 here. Still 2 behind. Can't level it. Great serve from Gauzy. An eye to kill. This is the killer instinct that he needs to have if he is to dethrone Alexei.
Alexei trying to be so aggressive all the time now. Actually might be his downfall.
That's what I was saying. He needs to know when to resist sometimes, Alexei. Do you think that is what has held him back? Of course, he's exactly where he needs to be for his age at just 22. But here, it is 4 game points to Simon Gauzy. Backhand to backhand.
What a rally. No.
Mind-boggling. A pinball machine.
I thought Gauzy had done enough with that jumping backhand stroke. Alexei completely equal to it. The crowd really appreciating that rally.
Beautiful. And he sweeps it for the win there as well, Lebrun. to save a second game point. Remember, Gauzy still has his timeout in the bank if needs be, and he's going to use it right now. He'll be on receive. A team inspired by their home Olympics in Paris. Together, the Lebrun brothers and Simon won the bronze medal in the men's team event. Together, the same squad won the silver medal at the World Team Championships in Busan, Korea. This right here is a golden generation for Team France. A team that continued to make history in front of our very eyes. Surprising that today is the day we're seeing the first international encounter between Simon Gauzy and Alexis Lebrun, and so far it's going the way of the magic man, who just needs one more here, Jordan.
Yeah, difficult to prep yourself after a timeout if you're on receive, but he knows what to do anyway. He's been doing it well all match. Took a risk with the backhand flick. He's got to take this point.
Oh! He went for a matrix-like shot there, Simon, but it was the push, wasn't it, of Alexis Lebrun that got him scrambling. He saves a fourth game point. Chop block. Oh, and it's a brilliant one.
He just keeps producing the goods. But he's got to take this game.
And he takes it. Simon Gauzy survives the scare there.
Yeah, well deserved. He earned that game. It would have been a robbery if he had lost it. Brother Felix in the corner, not looking too impressed with the current scoreline. Still got a little while to go, of course. But he's one game away from reaching yet another semi-final.
Simon Gauzy looking to crash the Lebrun party that we could still be seeing in the semi-final, but Alexis Lebrun, the defending champion, needs to win 2 games in a row. What a performance here from the Magic Man himself.
So it is Alexis Lebrun to serve. Into game number 4. Any predictions, Fraser, for the rest of the match?
I don't want to put my head on the chopping block here. I really don't. I can't say who deserves it more, who wants it more, or who's the better player. All I can say is that there's more to gain for Simon Gauzy. He's never made the final of this event.
That's ferocious play. Lebrun there not giving him time to even breathe.
But Alexis Lebrun, he's the defending champion. He's made winning European events a habit. And that's the biggest factor in this matchup here. Even though he trails, he still wears the crown. He's come firing out the blocks here, manifesting a 6-1 lead. Maybe a lapse in focus here from Simon.
Yeah, really good play. He's doing the basics well, not giving away any cheap points.
Little snake shot from Simon. Drop shot from Alexis.
Oh, he's got that back.
No. Oh my goodness!
That's insane. So many players would have lost that point way earlier than that. He did his best, but it wasn't enough. He didn't even have enough time to fully appreciate that shot. Alexis was already back ready to serve. It means business. This is going to be a whitewashing in game number 4.
Gauzy's tanked it, but take nothing away from Alexis. He's been superb. A bit of frustration behind that one, perhaps. Simon lets it rip and lets him know about it.
Straight down the body.
So we're going to a decider. Alexis has taken us there. The defending champion survives. Could he go back to back? He'd have to win this one-set shootout against Simon Gauzy. He'd have to beat his brother Felix like he did here 2 years ago. And he'd have to beat whoever he could face in the final tomorrow evening. We've gotten what we wanted to see. A 5th and final game between Simon Gauzy and Alexis Lebrun in their first ever international bout.
Okay, so we'll have to keep the tradition alive then. I know you didn't want to put your head on the chopping block before, but you're going to have to now because I'm going to make you. Always in the 5th, we always choose one player.
I'm going with Gauzy.
Oh. Okay, fine.
Did you want to?
I wanted to, well, my heart says Gauzy, but my head is saying Alexis, to be honest. But if you want Gauzy, I'll take Alexis then.
Well, you won the last one.
If you're watching on the YouTube ETTU channel, let us know right now who you think's going to win this match.
Yeah, get involved in the chat. Let us know who you think is going to take this thing.
Don't be commenting when they're like 5-0 up. Put it
now.
down right now.
First point to Alexis Lebrun. Simon only scored 2 points in the last game. Can't afford to get the same kind of start. Much better from the big brother of the French national team. Fanning backhand leaps into it, recovers the net brilliantly, Gauzy. And
No
again!
way.
The speed, the slaps, the drop shot, the snake from Alexei! No! What have we just witnessed?
That was ridiculous. I thought Alexei was dead and buried so many times during that rally.
That is unbelievable!
It's got to be point of the tournament. Got to be.
Surely. Oh my God.
I'm surprised they didn't hear you. You were so loud then.
We're actually sat right next to the table where we're commentating here, and it's a good job we've got so many fans in here.
Just overcooking the backhand. Trying to play it with spin. Great depth, but couldn't find the table.
Trading points in this fifth and final game. Deep breaths required. There's a lot on the line.
Yeah, although it seems scary for Simon. Oh, we're seeing that again.
How is he getting that back? Oh my God. I think he made a little mistake there. Gauzy trying to play that last drop shot, tried to be a little bit too cheeky with it. I'm saying that in hindsight.
What I was just about to say is it seems a little bit scary for Gauzy to go for that slower, more spinnier first shot, but if Alexei doesn't make the counter, it does strike gold for him.
That's a good point. So Alexei leads by 2 as they change ends for the last time in the match.
Both players use their timeout, so no more breaks. This is it. Make it or break it.
Do or die. Push and the block from the European champion. Does the trick there. And he guarantees a cushion. The propulsion.
Wow. Really good whip to that shot. Using a lot of forearm and wrist. Making sure to keep the head over the ball. Wow. Nervy times now for both.
Goosebumps here in the Salle Omnisport du Perrier. Alexei Lebrun just about keeps his lead. And a little lap of victory there from the defending champion. The second tile break. He's the man right now in front. The serves with Simon.
Wow.
Standing.
Unbelievable placement to change it up. Great recovery.
Lightning quick. Oh, loop to loop. A slugfest here. And the Macho Man comes out on top. A peach of a backhand flick.
You just know it's going to go down to the wire here. It's close enough already, but how close is it going to get?
Alexei saying not too close. Trying his very best to keep Simon Gauzy at arm's length.
He's been abusing that short serve to forehand so much. It's been working well for him. Floatier serve that time.
Has the penny dropped?
So subtle with the changes on the serve, Simon.
Could he level? Finally. He can. Who will get the match point? Drum roll, please.
Are we going to see that short serve to forehand once more? Simon, big confidence though. Could he go for the flick cross court?
It's a long serve from Alexei. Oh, it's a brave decision.
Simon complaining he couldn't see that one, but it's match point to Alexei.
He saves match point. Simon Gauzy sends it to 10-all.
And now it's a mental test for Alexei Lebrun. He's used that surprise factor of the long serve. What has Simon got in his locker?
Deuce. Match point to Simon.
That's a cheap error for his level. Simon with his first match point.
And the defending champion survives.
That's ridiculously good. Looks so simple.
Second match point for Alexei Lebrun. Recovers the net cord. That's heroic from Simon Gauzy.
I can't watch this. Says everybody in the crowd on the edge of their seats.
We've saved the best to last. What a way to close the curtains here on this penultimate day of action. Excellent from Alexei off the angle.
He sniffs out that half long with precision. Surely he's got to take his chance now. He's not going to get many more bites of the apple.
The net cord.
Forehand. Are we going to see a long serve maybe?
We did. And he takes it! Alexei Lebrun stands on business, but that was as tough as can be against the magic man, Simon Gauzy. He had to save match points. The world number 10. And look at the relief, he collapses to the ground. We are going to see a battle of the Lebruns tomorrow in the semi-final. Felix will be looking for his revenge from 2 years ago. Wow. Alexei looks close to tears.
Yeah, wow, what a match from both players. To be quite honest, they both deserve to be in the semi-final tomorrow. That is how the cookie crumbles. Simon Gauzy just lost it at the very final hurdle. Couldn't have been closer. I guess that is the difference between good and greatness.
And that will hurt Simon. He couldn't have been closer to victory. What a player. What an entertainer. What a star. Two players that together in this blender of brilliance created the perfect stylistic matchup. that produced rallies and moments to please any appetite. Well then, that concludes action today at the Europe Cup 2026. What a match to close the curtains there. Let's just quickly take a look at the bracket. The Battle of the Lebruns will take place right after Benedikt Duda takes on three-time champion Darko Jorgic. We have, of course, the women's semi-finals taking place tomorrow as well, before both singles finals. From myself, Fraser Riley, on behalf of my co-commentator Jordan Wykes and the whole team here at ETTU, we thank you for your company. We say goodnight to you here from the beautiful, majestic Montreux, and we will see you tomorrow for finals day.